Alright guys, so I wanted to make an update video. So a lot has happened in the past month since I posted the other Sig P320 or the Sig controversy video. A lot's happened with Sig and everything, and a lot's kind of happened on my end too with the Sigs. So I just want to try to make a quick video, and I wanted to let my subs that may not be aware of all the drama kind of make them aware without all the dramatics of everything. So the main reason I'm making this video was I wanted to discuss, or at least let everyone know that doesn't already know. So the Marines are actually investigating the M18. I guess they had a uncommanded discharge, quote unquote, and I guess they had a investigating officer come in, found, I guess it was on video, but they didn't show the video. As far as I know, that video is not available to the public. Basically, the Marines reviewed the video, it's a surveillance video, and talked to the people that were around the Marine. He wasn't touching the gun. It went off, and I guess now the Marines have issued a engineering review on the M18, as well as the investigating officer has suggested to the Marine Corps to carry without a loaded chamber. So just carry a loaded magazine. I guess it's condition 3, with a loaded mag without a round in the chamber. So I found that interesting, and I just kind of wanted to make you aware of that. I don't know if the rest of DOD is on board with that, if they're going to start investigating things. I'm not sure, but I do find that interesting, and I'd be really interested to see what the Marines come up with. So, if you also are not aware, there's been a couple big YouTubers that made a couple videos. I kind of made a video short on the Achilles heel tactical video, or at least just kind of brushing by it. I've since deleted that video, those two shorts, just because. So the Achilles heel video shows absolutely nothing. It shows absolutely nothing, and that whole thing proves absolutely nothing. Besides, I would never train at Achilles heel. I have not attended a training class, in case you're interested. But if I was, I would not attend Achilles heel training, because my man did not even bother to ask if anybody was injured or not, and he just was at the P320, and get this, the F off my range, and it was automatically the gun's fault. He didn't even ask the student if he pulled the trigger or nothing. Now, supposedly, off camera, they did a bunch of stuff, but why was the camera shut off? And also, where was that P320 at? Was that sent to Sig? Was that sent to somebody to investigate it? Or did the guy just take that gun and bury it for whatever reason? So I don't know whatever happened with that. I don't agree with that video. I don't agree with his stance on not allowing the P320s at the range. Second video that was posted was GBRS. Again, I never heard of Achilles heel or GBRS. I just don't float in the tactical community. I'm a truck driver. I have guns to defend myself and for collecting. But anyways, so this GBRS, I guess they're a bunch of ex-Navy SEALs or something. I don't know, whatever. He made a video stating that, an absolute video stating that the P320 never has gone off by itself. A bunch of drama, basically stating that the P320 is the best pistol ever. And I don't agree with that either. I think that's kind of a hogwash statement. From what I understand, he's paid by Sig. I can't stand either of those guys. You got one guy that's making YouTube videos saying he's banning them at his range, which there's a bunch of, I guess, places that are banning them at their classes, and I would refuse to just take a class at one of those places. That's absolutely idiotic, in my opinion. And then you got a guy that's saying there's absolutely nothing wrong with the Sig. And I don't agree with that either. I like to take a level-headed, unbiased approach at all my videos. And I just don't agree with either of those approaches. If that was my class, if I was teaching a class, I would have had the camera guy come over. We would have taken a short recess at the range. I'm sure everybody there would have understood if you'd have took 15 minutes, pulled the pistol out, seen exactly what was going on. None of that was done. Why was none of that done? Who knows? Everybody has an agenda. But that GBRS guy said how he's never seen a video of a P320 just going off in a holster with no one touching it. Actually there's a couple videos of that where guys do not appear to be touching the holster or anything, and the gun does appear to go off. It's hard to tell exactly what's going on. I've said that in my original video. I even showed one of the videos of the guy holstering it. His finger wasn't on the trigger and it went off. But I've also seen Glocks in holsters go off. It's rare, but it does happen. It is interesting to see that all these discharges and holsters, things like that, they're all around the P320. So, you know, who knows? We'll see what happens with the Marines, and we'll see what happens with what goes on with SIG. One other thing that I wanted to touch on was the user manual. So you may or may not be aware, apparently, I'll roll in a picture. Apparently, SIG has updated their user manual, and it says the most of something, I'm paraphrasing because I don't know exactly what it says off the top of my head, but you'll be able to read it on the screen. It says the most effective safety is not to carry with a round in the chamber. And that's everyone like freaked out on that. It was a huge thing on social media, and SIG's admitting to everything and blah, blah, blah. Well, so if you read underneath that, it says if you do elect to carry one in the chamber, about using the correct holster, I believe, and it also says you have to make sure that there is nothing making contact with the trigger. You have to take extra special care. So nobody's reading the underneath part. Now I have these manuals here because I've seen some of the SIG fanboys saying how the Glock manual says that, and I see, and again, you know, the SIG haters are saying that their manual never used to say that. All those things are false, by the way. So let's start off with the Glock. I do have a Glock 19, which I absolutely love. So first page, we're going to open it up. Yeah, this thing's dumb too. I'm going to talk about this in a second. Right here, what's that say? Never carry your Glock pistol without a suitable holster with a cartridge loaded in the chamber. It says nothing about not carrying your pistol loaded. It says absolutely nothing. It says to carry it with a suitable holster. This was kind of, I don't know, kind of weird. It's something, I guess, that they want you to go over with the people at the gun shop. Basically going over all the rules. But again, it doesn't say anything about not carrying a pistol loaded. It just says to always treat the pistol as if it is loaded. By the way, my M8 or my M17 here is hot. Speaking of loaded. Okay, so I have my M17 M18 manual, and I got this pistol I think in 23, but it was manufactured in 22. And this compact here, which is clear, it was manufactured in 2024. So both these manuals, see, I think it's the first page. Oh yeah, first page. Look at that. Just open it up. First page. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? First page. What does that say? Do not load a round in the chamber until you are ready to use the pistol. Well, that kind of says the same thing that SIG's saying now, isn't it? They just kind of changed the wording, isn't that? That's 22. That's weird. Interesting. Okay, so 24. So I just picked this pistol up the other day, but apparently it was manufactured a while ago. Sorry about that. I didn't underline it. Anyways, same manual, dated for 24. What does that say? Do not load a cartridge into the chamber till you are ready to use the firearm. Same thing. Same thing. A little different wordage. So I was pretty upset whenever I first saw that. I'll be honest with you, because I'm like, well, heck, maybe SIG is admitting to it. Then I went back and started looking. I think it's a terrible time for SIG to change the wordage in their manuals. It's probably something to do with the lawyers. Obviously, you see, like I said, I still have this thing loaded. It sits by my bed. It's in a safe direction. If it does go pop, you know, it's not going to do that. But if it does, is not. But it's in a safe direction anyways if it does. I've carried this. I've had this for 2 years now. Actually, it's going on 3 years now. I have carried this with around in the chamber multiple times, and I've actually dropped this loaded and no issues. This compact here, I did a 1,000 round test, and I holstered this one probably 50 to 100 times, holstered, unholstered with a round in the chamber. Again, no issues. One thing that I did want to say was, is it possible that it's the older P320s? Because from what I understand, Sig did do rolling changes to these things. So is there something wrong with the older P320s that's been fixed since Sig, in the later models? I don't know. I don't want a blanket statement say there's nothing wrong with them. I personally haven't seen it, but that doesn't mean that there isn't something wrong. There definitely does seem to be an uptick in P320 discharges in the holsters, whatever. So for whatever reason, and it does need to be found out what the reason is. I don't know. So hopefully the Marines will get us squared away. DOD looks into it, and they can figure out what's going on, if anything. Because it is possible that there is something going on, and but I'm not sure. So it is possible that Sig knows there's a flaw and is just ignoring it. It's very possible. Again, I don't know. I have 2 of them. I like the things, but that's always possible. And if that's the case, if that's found out about, which it will be found out about, and if they find out that Sig knew about it and continued to let production go, there'll be some issues. Anyways, I'd love to hear your comments. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.